Welcome to a special edition of Marketing with Maggie. Today I'm here at our favorite meetup in North Carolina with all of my marketing friends, including one of my ride or dies, Amy Rodriguez. Amy, tell us a little bit about this event. You spearheaded this last year. Tell us why.
I have worked in a couple B2B tech companies in the area doing marketing for all of them. And there was a lot of colleagues I hadn't seen in a long time. And I thought, I really want to see those people and give them a hug. And at the same time, unfortunately, I know there's a lot of people who are looking for roles or who just were looking for roles and who are hiring for roles. And I thought it would be a great way to get to see people, give them hugs, introduce people to others, and really just get to commiserate about all the things that are happening in marketing today. So it's a commiseration session more than anything else.
And a reunion, because Amy and I have worked together at two companies.
Right, yep.
So, but I would say anyone in my network that's in the Raleigh, North Carolina area, get connected. We want to see you at the next meetup. But what we're doing today on Marketing with Maggie is we're going to ask these marketers some questions on the spot. I've got a hat here, and it's a Canes hat. And they're going to pick one out, and they're going to answer these questions on the spot. So, Amy, go ahead, pick yours, hand it to me, and let me see what you got there.
Here we go.
Okay. What skills matter most for marketers right now?
Okay, well, I have two answers. And the first is going to be the one that everybody doesn't want to hear, which is AI, right? Like, we can't ignore it. It's got to be part of what we're thinking about learning. I am I'm not going to say I'm an older generation, but I'm going to say I'm not the youngest person in my job or company, and I am having to learn how to do new things and how to roll with change. So that's part of it. It's learning AI. It's understanding not how to code necessarily, but really how to work with the different LLMs and also what they mean for your company externally. How do you show up? I think one of the things to keep in mind is that nobody knows the right answers. We're all trying to figure it out. So even if you're just learning and thinking about it and paying attention, that's enough. You don't have to be right or know all the answers or feel definitive about it. And I think the other thing is really that rolling with change, because so much is changing all the time at every moment, whether it's technology, whether it's organizations, whether it's reorgs, whether it's changes in the company itself or what they're acquiring. And so I think that ability to roll and be flexible and just kind of like keep with things, even though there's probably a pivot in your org or the direction every 2 days or 2 minutes or 2 hours. So I think that flexibility is a big part of it too.
I'm glad you hit on that, because of course everyone's going to say AI right now. And I would too. Like, you can't ignore the elephant in the room. But I do think like change agility is key. I'm seeing it where I work. You're probably seeing it where you work. How do people, if naturally don't have that skill, do you have any advice for how they kind of can manage that when it doesn't seem natural to them?
It's really tough. I think as humans, we don't like change. And I think one of the things that you hear, at least in corporate environments a lot, is like change is the only constant, which, it's true. And yet you kind of want to roll your eyes because it's not really comforting either. And so I think people have to lean into the things they do know. So, for example, if your background is content marketing, yes, content marketing is changing and AI is affecting it, but the basic skills and the basic ideas are still the same. Like, meet people where they are, talk to the customer about what they care about, not what you care about. I mean, those things don't change. And so I think just stay grounded in what you know and be willing and open to learning new things. I think that's the best way to go.
You ready? You ready to get in here?
All right. Do I look at it or I just give it to you?
All right, give it to me. Ooh, this is a good one. How do you stand out today in this market?
Okay. I think a lot of it is about skills, and so for us now, that's AI. So something I did recently, which is kind of teaching an old dog new tricks, was to be part of a co-pilot agent builder pilot, and I started building agents, basically agents that could do versioning at scale. So like take an existing piece of content like a paper and say, okay, rewrite this for banking, and then rewrite this for CFOs at banking, rewrite this, but talk about Watson X Orchestrate as part of it. So that kind of upskilling, I think, is a way to differentiate right now.
I would 100% agree with you on that. Now, how do you feel like the agents are working? Do you feel like people are adopting it beyond you? Like, are you having any challenges in that area?
I think the two big things when I think of agents is one, repeatability, which agents are great at, can be, and two, shareability, which is a real challenge right now. Because what we found with the Copilot thing is I can share it with a couple of people, but I can't really share it at scale. If I want to share it at scale, I'm back into going to developers and building a tool. The low code, no code kind of things, I think the next big thing to solve for is shareability.
What's one word you're tired of hearing in marketing?
Ooh, that is a good one. So, what is it?
Well, I think a lot of us are tired of hearing this outside of marketing and within marketing. I think you know what I'm going to say. AI. However,
Okay.
I will say it's a necessary evil. It's helped me a ton. I work a lot in content and, thought leadership, writing, and it gives you great solid prompts and things of that nature. But I am just tired of hearing the word.
You're tired of hearing the word AI. However, you do like using it. Where do you find true value in what you do?
I mean, I find value in the time savings. I have a whole trove. I work with executives, and I have a whole trove of like LinkedIn posts that I've written for them, thought leadership articles that I've written for them, and I can go in and just say, hey, this is what I need to do. Write me this in relation to this article in the voice of my executive. And although I would never like copy and paste it and use it exactly, it gives you such a solid start, and it really saves a lot of time, and it's a great database of information to pull from. And so I think the time savings is really good, and also just as like a brainstorming vehicle to kind of help you brainstorm a little bit, because in our remote working environment that a lot of us are in now, we don't have those rooms where we're going in and like whiteboarding and working together. So for better or worse, Chat GPT is my is my coworker. So
Yeah, no, and that makes sense. I love that when you think about remote work. Where are the limitations that you're finding with AI?
I think some of the limitations are things start to not sound authentic. And I think that's where you have to be really careful, and why you still need the expertise of communications and marketing professionals to really take that content and make it your own for your brand. So I think that although AI can give you a solid start in your writing and your content creation and all of those things, it's not perfect, and it makes a lot of mistakes. And it, says things that are not correct for your brand positioning. So I think that's where marketing and communications professionals still are super important. And we can't get too lazy using AI, because then we'll all sound the same, like robots. So
No, I know the words. I can even say some of the words that you see over and over again on AI, and I'm sure you can too.
and the M dash.
Which used to be great, and now it's like you can't even use it without getting put in the AI jail. All right. What can AI not replace in marketing?
Good editorial judgment. So I was a copywriter for many years, so I do believe that humans can write better than AI. But in learning to use AI tools, what I've noticed is that critical thinking and editorial judgment are the uniquely human skill that the machine can't exactly do. And so I think that skill is kind of more valuable than ever now as we implement and use AI tools more in marketing. It's like being able to critically evaluate like what they're giving us that works and what doesn't, and where we need to refine our prompts and that kind of thing.
Yeah. No, I would 100% agree with you as a writer by trade, that writing and storytelling still needs to be authentic and a human needs to be driving that because I haven't seen an AI that really gives me anything that powerful yet. But I do have another question for you. I came across a story recently where people are actually putting typos in their copy to make it look like it wasn't created by AI. How do you feel about that?
I have heard about this as well. Like maybe the next wave is going to be humanizing our content by putting mistakes into it. I mean, I don't know how I feel about that. I hope maybe that's not the lengths that we have to go to differentiate human powered writing from AI made writing. But yeah, it's kind of a brave new world right now.
It is definitely interesting to follow, and I don't think anyone should excuse poor grammar.
Yeah, I mean, I started my career in publishing as an editor, so I'm kind of a stickler for good copy editing.